Yup, I'm gonna be reacting to The Dark Life after 15 minutes of fame. Ooh, by Patrick CC. Alright, these are the Alien Boys, right?
Wanted to be famous or it happened by
Um, I actually used to watch H3 when these guys came. Then I stopped.
Whether they
But
wanted
yeah,
to be famous or it happened by accident, these viral stars went from regular people to having millions of followers
saw it then, yeah.
overnight.
That guy was an
However,
asshole,
the
if
quicker
I'm
the
not wrong.
rise, the sharper the fall. And today we are going to discuss how these people used their 15 minutes of fame and how nearly all of them ended in disaster. Starting with the Backpack Kid, who is a perfect example of making all of the wrong decisions during a brief stint in popularity. Before
What decisions
TikTok
did he make?
became the go-to app to share mediocre dance moves to a global audience.
Backpack Kid, that guy got popular off of Fortnite, if I'm not wrong, right? Yeah, I think it was Fortnite.
16-year-old
Because they
Russell
did like
Horning
a
was
dance
bored,
competition or
uploading
something.
dance videos to Instagram with zero expectations. Initially, his signature dance style was funny. His core was stiff, his lanky arms just kinda flailed around while he stared emotionless into the camera. Additionally, he
Sure.
often wore goofy outfits and chose to dance to silly songs. Russell was extremely recognizable after watching just one video, which led to him gaining a small following on IG, but his entire life changed when Rihanna posted one of his videos to her 54
When
million
I found
followers.
wait, when I found out about my 8 nods, shout out to Academy at Grammy. What? What's a nod? Dude, I'm not old. Is it?
She
I'm
tagged
barely
Russell in a
20.
post
Well,
celebrating
barely.
her
I'm
Grammy
gonna be 21
nominations,
too.
and he gained
Or
over
21.
40,000 followers in one day. To capitalize on the momentum, Russell pumped out as many dance videos as he could, skyrocketing him up to over 500,000
Prove they were
followers. There
famous.
was one particular dance, called the Floss, that seemed to get him the most views, with many people falsely crediting him as the inventor of the
Yeah, that the guy who did it was the fat kid. Because that's the first time I saw that well, the first time I saw this dance move. Someone
move. However, his videos were not getting shared because he was an excellent dancer, but rather because he was a meme. Whenever he did collaborate with other dancers, he was often seen as the weakest one. Despite this, opportunities were being thrown his way because of his
doesn't matter.
follower count, like when Katy Perry personally requested that he dance for her Saturday Night
To be
Live
fair,
performance in May
what's it called? They had an aura, right?
like when
Like
Katy
that was
Perry
clean.
personally requested that he dance for her Saturday Night Live performance in
This
May of
ending is a bit
2017. Russell absolutely stole the show, flossing aggressively while staring deadpan into the
This girl on the right is going
souls
crazy.
of millions of live viewers. He also strategically chose to wear a backpack, rebranding himself as the Backpack Kid. The SNL appearance gained him millions of followers, and the floss became a global dance craze. The Backpack Kid was an internet sensation, but he made a few key mistakes that ultimately led to his downfall. Firstly, Russell took every interview and press opportunity.
Sorry about this. I totally forgot to put this in just chatting. Uh, yeah, I just remembered. Do follow me if you like my content, by the way. I play games, do some
He could
reacts.
get. Viral stars will get thousands of dollars thrown at them just to do collaborations with media outlets, podcasters, or live entertainment
So far, so good.
companies.
So what, you were just getting paid to go show up at parties and shit like that?
Yeah, clubs and parties and festivals and performances and stuff.
So you just pop out on stage, you
He
do
do
the
the dance
dance,
and be
everybody
done.
goes crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it goes.
The Dark Life. Okay, I don't know, man. This doesn't seem bad. Like he's farming money.
Yeah.
Like
That's
just being
tight.
honest.
How much can you get to go to a club, if you don't mind letting us know? Manager shakes his head no.
Manager shakes his head no.
Is it an amount that you're pretty impressed by? Like, are you surprised that you're able to get that much money just to go somewhere?
Compared to most 17-year-olds, the money that I make from just one appearance, it could take a 17-year-old forever to make that much money.
It's hard to blame someone for making easy money. Then again, the overexposure bothers people because
like, realistically, he appeared in a TV show. That was probably a couple grand. And that wasn't the only time he did that, right? Because he appears in parties and all this shit. He's probably made enough money, like no joke, to buy not a house, but maybe like a car or two.
Perceive Russell as a one-trick pony who doesn't deserve thousands of dollars or recognition from these big platforms.
I don't see that
Remember
as
before
a
the
dark
internet
life.
when you actually had to do something to get famous? But then
Before the internet, you had to do something to get famous. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You could do the same thing he's doing, except make it darker. Like flossing and recording yourself flossing after killing someone, then you would be on the newspaper, famous. There.
then reasonable criticism turned into
Let's go further. Acting. You could, before the internet, you could still do acting and you'd get famous. You actually had to do something. Is acting something? Is pretending to be someone else something? Like, they're just hating because they're jealous. Let's be honest here.
straight up
Like Potato Salad 3839, that's a kid. Same with this, they're just kids hating.
hatred.
Because
He looks like
some
one
other
of
kid
those
is doing better.
inflatable aliens you win at an amusement park. This kid-man-child thing scares me. Since he became famous for literally one thing, he had to branch out and try to find other
It doesn't
ways to
matter.
entertain his audience. So he decided to pursue music, releasing one of the worst songs of all time, Flossin'. Although Russell claimed that he was passionate about music,
I feel like I've heard that before. They see me flashing. Is it that one?
his songs felt like someone who was barely trying or maybe even just joking, rather than a serious artistic endeavor. Virality made Russell feel pressured to just keep doing what is paying the bills, so he resorted back to his one dance move, which ultimately led to a situation where he tried to perform on a stage that he was not wanted on.
They're gonna throw him down the... Oh, never mind.
Whether it be main
I thought they were
character
gonna pick them up and throw them into the crowd. Yeah, that's not really good though. Because you can get sued. Yeah, never mind.
syndrome or just a simple misunderstanding, his dance move lost all of its appeal, and doing it made him seem like he was desperately hanging on to his viral moment, which was made
Well, the thing with the dance move is it's simple and it's like
10 times worse when
it's simple and it's weird, so like everyone can do it if you have arms. So it's like it's pretty approachable, and it's just swinging your arms around and your waist. So it's like, but after a while, it's like it's too simple. It gets boring fast.
when he filed a lawsuit against Fortnite for putting the dance in their game.
It was really my mom and my management that did the lawsuit. I'm kind of just a kid having fun in life. I'm just letting the adults do all the busy work. I don't really know the law like that, so I can't really say if they're like taking advantage of me or anything like that. But like from a mom's standpoint, like a manager standpoint, they think that they're taking advantage of me.
A couple days after the lawsuit was filed, videos dating as far back as 2011 were resurfaced showing people who were doing the dance long before the Backpack Kid.
Yeah.
Simply put, he did not own the dance, and many viewed it as one final attempt to cash in on his fading relevance. Unsurprisingly, Russell and his team voluntarily dismissed their lawsuit shortly after. The Backpack Kid's 15 minutes of fame were officially over, and despite being hated by the masses and falling off to the point where he receives less than 1,000 views per video, these days, Russell actually seems happier than when he was at his peak. He is pursuing music more seriously and remains dedicated to pushing out a positive message to the world.
But as I got older, I started having a more mature mindset.
Wait, this is the good ending. The dark dude, Patrick, this isn't dark. What happened to the dark life?
That it's important to choose
Wait,
good decisions
maybe it's scaling up. You know, there's lukewarm, hot, and then burning, right?
on how to spend your money. I was just invited to do an anti-vaping commercial for the American Lung Association. And of course my first thoughts were, oh yeah, cause I don't vape, I don't smoke, I definitely don't encourage it.
Then again, he openly accepted the opportunity to be on Kai Cenat's stream where he was absolutely embarrassed by Drewski.
I mean, the whole... Every time I've seen like music and Drewski involved, it's just Drewski slamming the musician. So, what did you expect? Like, being honest.
Sure, this was just a skit, but Russell was the butt of the joke once again. Becoming a viral star at age 16 is definitely difficult to manage. Maybe he was just young and misguided. However, the same justification cannot be made for Salt Bae, who is a grown man that should have known better than to be acting like a fool. In 2017, a video of Turkish chef Nusret Göçe went viral of him dramatically slicing steak, then sprinkling salt from his fingertips down his forearm and onto the meat. What made this so ridiculous was his dedication to making salt sprinkling look like some sort of fancy artistic technique. Combine that with his handsome Johnny Depp resemblance, and the internet gave him the nickname Salt Bae. Salt Bae didn't just embrace the meme, he became it. He continued posting obnoxious videos of him caressing raw meat, dancing with raw meat, and of course his signature salting. He was shouted out by celebrities like Leonardo DiCaprio, Drake,
Leonardo and Drake, the two people who, I won't say it, but something about kids, or not or breaking up with people after they turn a certain age. Anyways, I think the main problem with this guy is he took the meme too seriously. He let oh, people like me because they repost me. I can do whatever I want. He took it too seriously. He started doing like
and even cooked for the King of Jordan. The internet fame didn't just gain him followers, it launched his career as a global restaurant owner. He launched and expanded his Nusret Steakhouse empire to over 20 locations worldwide, racking up tens of millions of dollars in revenue.
Yeah, he tried to do the Gordon Ramsay. The thing with Gordon Ramsay is, Gordon Ramsay can actually cook.
However, with more exposure comes more criticism. Many began to wonder if he was actually this mystical, passionate culinary artist, or just another guy trying to cash in on some fame. One major critique was the outrageous prices at his
golden steak, which is just steak with a gold foil on it, by the way. It's not actual gold, it's gold foil. Yeah, that's the most, right? Yep. There's also this, which is Giant Autumn, 1750.
Restaurants that
had like a wine or something. A wine is usually pretty. 2 Petrus 2009. Wait, when it comes to wine, the older it is, the better, no? So shouldn't this one be worth more? Like, what the fuck is this? 100 This is money laundering. 100%.
Had patrons feeling more scammed than served. Take the Salt Bae Golden Experience, for example, where Salt Bae will personally serve you your food with a show. A single tomahawk steak costs nearly $1,000, and a burger will set you back almost $200. Now, the prices are so high because the food is covered in edible gold, which sounds fancy.
It looks ugly. Like, I just see this and
Now, the prices are so high because the food is
like, I'm hungry right now. Like, I wouldn't eat this. You just take the foil off. Also, what's with this dark shit? Like, it looks like dirt. Yeah, and
it's covered in
probably from this shit. Yeah,
edible gold, which sounds fancy until you find out that the gold is worth a measly $10. Then again, rich people blowing insane amounts of money on dumb things isn't exactly shocking. If anything, it fits his brand perfectly. This is the guy who made something as simple as sprinkling salt look like Michelangelo chiseling the final details onto David. However, the real reason people turned on Salt Bae was much more embarrassing than a $200 burger.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's the he trespassed because he wasn't invited into the soccer or football, the football field, and took the trophy. I'm pretty sure that's the thing. He also like bit one of the medals.
Burger at the 2022 World Cup after Argentina defeated France. Salt.
Like, dude, when it comes to football, the Spanish go crazy for it. You can't disrespect it in any way.
They somehow ended up on the pitch celebrating the victory with the team.
Look at the kid. Even the kid knows it's trying to stop him.
How did he even get there? Cameras caught him pulling on Messi's arm, practically forcing him into a handshake. Messi, the greatest football player of all time, clearly was just wanting to move forward, but Salt Bae would not let go. Messi finally gave in and shook his hand just
I was gonna say Messi probably doesn't know English, but I think he's done like a podcast or like a stream with people who and he's talking in English, so he
to
probably
get it
did
over
understand what he
with,
was
but
saying.
Salt Bae held on tight and pulled him into a photo. You
Nah,
can see
he's
it
in a group. He's in a big group. He's probably not ready to like speak in English because all his friends and shit are probably Spanish speakers, are his teammates. So yeah, he probably didn't understand what he was saying. It came from left field.
all over Messi's face that he had no idea who this guy was or why he was even there. It was clear Salt Bae was trying to steal this big moment for himself, but it gets worse. He grabbed the World Cup trophy like he won the damn thing and even did his signature salt sprinkling move over it. As if that
Yeah, that they're like quiet.
wasn't cringy enough, he was
You see when
posing
they're
for
winning
pictures
and
with
doing shit, they're
players
just
with their
screaming their
medal
heads
in
off.
his mouth. These players dreamed and worked their whole lives for this once-in-a-lifetime moment, only for some clout chaser to steal some publicity to promote his overpriced steaks. He responded to the backlash with an apology, claiming he didn't step on the pitch for advertising reasons,
He
but the
definitely did.
damage was already done, and Salt Bae's 15 minutes of fame were over. Salt Bae
Yeah,
has
he
shut
got banned
down
as well.
multiple restaurants after the hype has died down. Many of his remaining locations are drowning in poor reviews, and his London restaurant is down 4.3 million euros as customers have realized his food is way overpriced. Salt Bae has resorted to selling his high-end food online now. In May of last year, people started to notice that his steakhouse was listed on Deliveroo and Uber Eats.
Well, the thing is, it's like whales. Where do whales go? Where the shrimp is. What are the shrimp? The shrimp are the middle class and poor people. What are the whales? The rich people. So the middle class and the poor don't no longer care about him. So the rich people can't eat there to brag about. You know what I mean? They can't brag about being rich, about having money, about being superior. So yeah, the moment it's like a gacha, not gacha, yeah, gacha as well. Because a certain point in playing gachas is to have more characters, to have the new character. What is the game? Oh yeah, pay to win games, like Lost Ark. The whole incentive of paying is to be superior than others, have more damage, have better gear, and just feel superior. But if the free-to-play players leave, that incentive is gone, and there's like no point in you playing the game again.
Selling his Salt Bae tomahawk for $500 and a strip loin for almost $900, proving he really hasn't learned from his careers, and a strip loin for
Are
almost
euros that worth that many dollars? Really? I thought that euros and dollars were pretty much even. I guess I was wrong.
$900, proving he really hasn't learned from his critics. Then again, there are plenty of rich people out there willing to waste money on overpriced food just because they can, and his virality and social media following alone will easily keep him in business for the rest of his life.
Doesn't matter. Followers don't matter. What matters isn't followers, it's active followers or active viewers. For example, let's say Twitch. It doesn't matter if you have like a million followers, if only 2 people like are concurrent viewers. Because what companies pay you to promote are the people want, like they pay you to promote to viewers, not followers.
Life. But if you think Salt Bae was making a fool of himself, it doesn't even remotely compare to the Island Boys, whose fall off is much more disgusting than you could ever imagine. The Island Boys are a duo made up of twin brothers.
Is the fall off gonna be that they're doing like a gay porn? Because I did hear something about them like doing weird shit. Let's just say that.
Alex Fly Soldier and Frankie Kodiak Red, 2 aspiring Florida men covered in face tattoos who blew up overnight in 2021 after they posted a TikTok video of them freestyling in a hot tub.
Oh, I'm an island boy. I'm a just island boy.
To be fair, the song isn't that bad.
I'm a get kiwi.
People couldn't decide if the tune was the worst thing they'd ever heard or low-key kind of a banger.
Island boy. What is happening?
I don't know.
It doesn't sound that bad.
Plus, hip-hop has a history for blowing up artists who ride the paper-thin line between trash and fire. Rapper Kodak Black even offered them a record paper-thin line between trash
Baby, right? What happened to him?
and fire. Rapper Kodak Black even offered them a record deal after their viral video, which is insane because this wasn't even a real song yet, just two goofballs mumbling in a hot tub. They turned down the deal, claiming that they wanted to stay independent, but this was a huge mistake. They believed they could make it on their own talent, but if we're being honest, most of their fame came from people clowning them. I played this song at my sister's funeral. She got out of the casket to shut it off. Thank you, Island Boys. This is the 0.01% of germs that bleach can't kill. When they decided to finally cut the record over a beat and released it with a music video, it was somehow worse. This the type of hidden talent that should absolutely remain hidden. Like many other viral stars, they were paid to do appearances at clubs, which became a prime example of when social media meets reality. At Miami's Club Live, the audience began booing the Island Boys on stage.
Come on, Patrick, let's hear it.
Once music fans realized the
To be fair, their microphones aren't on. So they have microphones, but there's no like mics or what they call the boom boxes, whatever. Even if there's like speakers, I don't think it would sound better. It would just be louder. Yeah, they're fucked. Yeah, their voice is annoying.
Island Boys had no capability of making a somewhat decent song. There was really no reason to pay attention to them, and their 15 minutes of fame was about to be up. The boys needed a new way to profit from their fame, so they began selling personalized videos to fans on Cameo, which apparently was very lucrative according to their previous manager.
They owe me about like $150,000.
From what? Your percentage of the Cameo money?
Yeah.
Is that the only money they're bringing in?
Mostly, maybe a little bit on TikTok, but I mean, it's pretty much run dry at this point.
Right. How many cameos are they doing?
When I was with them, they was coming in hot.
They were viral.
Like it was going like 2-3 hours a night straight cameos.
But with them spending all of their money on designer clothes, jewelry, cars, and mansions, they needed to keep going viral to maintain this lifestyle, which almost always resulted in them making absolute fools of themselves on the internet.
Yeah, she likes the way you look. She thinks you looks good.
Let me unpause.
They also minded.
That's the type of shit I did in elementary school, by the way. Like, oh, funny faces, funny noises.
Needed some money to hire security because the gangster persona was not convincing enough.
And I was slapping. I ain't argue with you. I'm a real gangster.
In what could only be called an unhinged move, and in hindsight, the final nail in their career's coffin, the Island Boys launched a Fansly, which is basically just an OF. And it wasn't just embarrassing, it was downright sickening. In 2023, the Island Boys posted a video of them kissing each other in a publicity stunt to market their NSFW content. Instantly going viral for the second time, the video got them a huge amount of backlash, with many calling it outright incest, which
there's a lot of I don't know. Is there overlap between homo and incest? I don't think so, actually. Yeah, I don't think there is a lot of overlap between homo and incest. Like, there's a lot of homos, and there's in the United States, I think in terms of incest porn, there's a lot, but in terms of actual people who would do it, I think it's pretty small. I don't know.
It is. The twins insisted it wasn't sexual and was only meant to get a reaction, claiming that they just wanted to see how effed up this world is.
We're like, this reminds me of someone who was it? I think it was Dr. Disrespect, right? Who came back and said, "Oh no, I just wanted to see how fucked up the world is, who my true friends are. That's why I said I talked with someone who's underage."
And it turns out they were right about this world, because after their kissing stunt, it was reported that the Island Boys made almost $400,000 in 3 months just on their NSFW content, temporarily funding their lavish lifestyle. But of course, this resulted in more public humiliation.
What's going on with the shit that's with you two kissing each other and shit?
Bro, shut your ass up before I break this.
Dude, hey, yo, that ass, I would love to see you try.
So the problem is it here? Let's see. He already got bitched by some random guy on the street here on the mall. So now everyone thinks, yeah, I can beat this guy's ass. He's a pussy. So yeah, people are just gonna invite them and
I would love to see you try
treat them on a kid.
Bro, what? Oh my god!
The desperate attempts to remain.
Wait, who's this? Wait, what? Is this another podcast? Okay, so this is the Island Boy, and that's his brother, no? Wait, who is this? Because oh, there's this guy. I have no idea who he is, but I've seen him at some point. Oh, here's the other asshole. This is a great group, by the way.
Oh my god!
The desperate attempts to remain in the spotlight, combined with a severe lack of talent and expensive lifestyle, has led to incredibly lows for the Island Boys. Kodiak Red was arrested for drug possession and an illegal firearm during a traffic stop. During the stop, a plastic bag containing white pills was found on the passenger side floorboard in plain view. The pills were identified as oxycodone. A further search of the vehicle uncovered a brown handbag containing a handgun with its serial numbers removed, along with a cut straw with a white powdery substance. These days, they pretty much spend all of their time promoting their NSFW content, and trust me when I say they went much further than just kissing each other. And if we're being honest, this will likely remain a consistent income stream for them, as there are definitely still a ton of people out there that are willing to pay to see this type of degeneracy. But unlike the Island Boys, sometimes we actually find ourselves rooting for a...
I don't think there's a lot of people. However, I do think there's the people who do like this kind of thing are willing to spend a lot of money, because there's not a lot of this type of content, so they're willing to spend more money than normal.
Viral star. We hope that they become successful after their 15 minutes are up, like the case of Mason Ramsey, who became a breakout star when a video went viral of him yodeling in the middle of Walmart in Harrisburg, Illinois. The clip racked up tens of millions of views in just a few days.
What's annoying about this, sorry for pausing so much, I feel like I've been watching this for like 30 minutes, and I'm only 16 minutes in, and it was I think what's not annoying about this is that realistically, the father or a parent probably got him to do this. Like, I think that's the main problem I have with this. Also, he's just being a nuisance. Then again, it's Walmart, so it's like, this is probably the least nuisance in that store.
Turning the 11-year-old Mason into a worldwide meme. Not only is yodeling kind of objectively hilarious, but a child singing a song that was 70 years old was oddly charming. Because of his viral performance, the original song, Hank Williams' Lovesick Blues, skyrocketed all the way to the 3rd spot on Spotify's Viral 50 chart. Within weeks, Ramsey was sitting across from Ellen DeGeneres, who got him invited to perform at the legendary Grand Ole Opry. From there, he was embraced by thousands of fans while performing at Coachella.
So, did he have the same problem as the backpack kid guy?
Major record labels noticed his potential, and eventually Mason would secure a deal with Atlantic Records and Big Loud. The minute Mason and his family walked into Big Loud, I knew we had to work with him. He is a star, but most importantly, he is a down-to-earth kid who loves country music. The Ramseys are an amazing family from a small southern Illinois town just like me. We understood them and their goals and simply fell in love with their story and vision. Proving that he wasn't just a meme, his debut single, Famous, secured the #4 spot on the Billboard Hot Country Songs and peaked at number 62 on the Hot 100. But viral memes naturally have an expiration date, and soon Mason Ramsey's 15 minutes of fame were over. When the pandemic hit, it forced Mason to take a step back. However, he used his time away from the spotlight as best as someone could in his position. While his voice was maturing, he focused on refining his talent, writing music, and finding his own sound beyond the yodeling kid in Walmart that made him famous. Mason released 3 EPs that gained over 500 million streams combined and secured hundreds of millions of views on his music.
Yeah. The Dark Life, this seems like fucking heaven. Not really. But
music videos. By 2024, at 17 years old, he decided it was time to take the next step in his career and release a full-length album titled I'll See You in My Dreams. A song featured on the project called Blue All Over caught a lot of attention through TikTok for its classic old country appeal, and I can confirm it is a beautiful song. Now in 2025, Mason Ramsey recently announced his first major headlining tour that has 15 stops. Mason's rise to fame started almost exactly the same as everyone else in this video, but instead of trying to chase more
whatever
fleeting viral moments.
Actually, they're pretty similar, right? They got popular with a song. At least this guy isn't gonna go to
or make some quick cash. He honed in on his craft, worked hard, and simply gave the people exactly what they wanted: genuine talent and entertainment. This was one of the few times social media made the right person famous. The only viral kid that didn't switch up after the fame. So while Mason worked hard and focused on genuine entertainment, Bobby Althoff seems to ignore both of those things. As many people are genuinely confused how someone who has done so little has achieved so much success. Bobby Althoff.
This person came out of nowhere. I don't even know who she is. She just kind of popped up, did shit, then like left.
Started as a mommy TikToker after the pandemic, posting about her pregnancy, marriage, and family dynamics. After posting thousands of videos over a couple...
about her. I think I already watched like a video about her, or someone else reacting to a video. And I'm sure the people watching here probably also watched those videos.
The Drake episode, securing high-profile guests
is that a... No, it isn't.
Became easy. She had on Lil Yachty.
Yeah, it is Lil Yachty. Honestly, just because of the glasses, I thought it was him.
The Drake episode,
let's skip this. Skip.
Slept with Drake and divorced her husband just to do the interview, which she vehemently denied. But it is true that she divorced her husband, but the reason her and Drake's relationship soured was never revealed. So many people came to the conclusion that she was nothing more than an industry plant, basically meaning that she didn't organically earn her virality, but rather she was handpicked by people behind the scenes and artificially pushed into the spotlight, using Drake's fame as the catalyst. The main piece of evidence for this theory was that she signed to the WME her celebrity guests, and on TikTok is where you will still see her fan base praise her for putting in the least amount of effort possible. This story feels all too similar to the Haktua girl, with the main difference being that Bobby didn't outright scam the few people that actually supported her. Walking around drunk
Oh, he said Bobby. I thought he said she didn't. That was because the crypto scam.
In Nashville at 2 a.m., Haley Welsh and her friend Chelsea approached a couple of guys and asked them what they were filming. YouTubers Tim and Dee told them that they do on-the-street interviews where they typically ask about relationships, male and female gender roles, as well as provocative and sometimes raunchy topics. Chelsea asked Dee to make it a spicy one, implying that he should ask a question that might be a little edgy.
Like the Haktua thing? Sure. It's simple to say, so people don't.
So he did just that. Only Megan's friend Haley would jump in and give an answer that would drastically change her life.
You gotta answer this. You got it.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
You gotta give him that huck.
and spit on that thing. You get me?
After having a silly
didn't this girl sue this guy, or he sued her or something? Like, I'm pretty sure I saw something about that. Like, there was drama between these
interview, Chelsea and Haley confirmed that they wanted their video to be posted to social media.
You lie like
Tim and D what?
Like I was earlier.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tim and D TV.
All right.
You said we better post that?
Yes.
Okay.
Post it through.
All right.
To be fair, it's the friend who's saying she wants it post, not her. Like, is there a difference? I don't think so, because it's technically a public area. You can film there. I think copyright-wise, as long as I'm not gonna talk about it because I don't know enough. But from what I think it is, you can't, when you're doing like filming in public, you can't make someone like the main premise unless they let you. Which I think he kind of did, but he made both of them. I guess he just had to censor her face, but her face is already out, so it's like whatever.
So don't come back trying to tell me, hey, take it down. I'm
So
sue
what I mean
you.
by that is you can film yourself and have people in the background, and they can't take it down because they aren't the main character in the film, the main premise. However, if you're like pointing straight at them, they can.
Do this, that, the third.
Tim and Dee posted the video to their Instagram account, which had tens of thousands of followers, and the clip immediately went viral, securing 1 million views on the first day and over 5 million views on the second day. The post spread like wildfire, being shared across countless meme pages and pop culture news reporters. The comments read, "She's a national treasure." It's countless meme
let me
pages.
tell you what it means. It means it's dumb. Everyone can say Hawk Tua. There's like nothing to think about it. Which is a bit boring, if I'm honest. Like, there's nothing different. Like, oh, Hawk Tua, ha ha ha. Like, before in the internet, there would be like the same meme format, but it would be different into like different jokes. I think that's funnier than the current
and pop
memes.
culture news reporters. The comments
Which aren't
read,
really
"She's a
memes,
national
they're just
treasure.
repetitive
Keep this
shit."
woman safe. I'm moving down south. I'm tired of these Northeast women. If she don't hawk Tua, safe. I'm moving down
I wonder who typed this. His wife or him?
south. I'm tired of these Northeast women. If she don't hawk Tua, I don't want to talk to her." On the surface, Haley appeared to be the stereotypical Southern belle, sweet and charming, complemented by a thick accent. So her describing her raunchy bedroom tactics was a stark contrast. Within days, merch was being sold to capitalize on the viral traffic, but it wasn't until her first interview that we would find out more about the girl behind Hawk Tua.
What do you do now? Because now you have management, now you have a team. What are your plans moving forward? Like, do you want to still be the Hook to a girl, or do you want to, like...
I don't really want that to be, like, my image.
Yeah.
Like...
What's this?
Hot to a girl. I don't see that being, like... my thing, you know? Yeah, I don't want to be known as that.
You made a drunk joke, and the next day you have whole management behind you. This world is crazy. Haley took the typical path of a viral star. She hired management, and they immediately got her as much press as possible, jumping on various podcasts to talk about her rise to fame. She got paid to show up at events and hung out backstage with celebrities. She was being amplified to unimaginable levels, with Rolling Stones.
Wait, Hawk Tua isn't a song. It's not. It has nothing to do with the music, does it? So what? Sure.
Stone calling her a charming Gen Z Dolly Parton who's rightfully becoming America's sweetheart. Keep in mind that Dolly Parton is a generational talent who sold 100 million records in her career. Rolling Stone, of all publications, making that comparison just shows how they will say anything for clicks. And while many people thought that Haley would start an OF to cash in, she decided she wanted to use her fame for good.
Everybody in the comments is saying how I have 15 minutes of fame, and if that's the case, then I'm going to spend it doing something good. Today, we're taking all of this down to the local animal shelter and donate.
People were convinced they made the right person famous, but most viral stars struggle to earn a consistent income from their newfound fame. So in order to secure a sustained struggle to earn a consistent...
Wait, Ethan? Is that Ethan Klein? And they're Betty? What? Stein, what?
an income from their newfound fame. So in order to
more timer? What are these black shine? Are these like streamers?
secure a sustainable revenue source, she launched the Talk to a podcast, and immediately the jokes came flooding in.
Talk to. Like an emphasis on like to.
Once the whole "I'm just a normal girl whose life changed overnight" story ran its course, she tried to keep viewers engaged by dropping hints that she had a secret lover that she called.
This is the worst thing you can do. Let's be honest. When it comes to like I don't want to be the one to say this, but when it comes to men and women, so the thing is, men need to be funny in the internet and in real life as well. Women need to be pretty, and they don't need to have a boyfriend. They need to be funny and passable in terms of good looking. And if they're not passable, they need to be smart. Like for example, Asmongold. He's smart and he's funny. Even though he doesn't have the looks, he can do it. So yeah,
Pookie.
Like a lot of people are watching you because let's be honest, they think they have a chance at you. This is
but it just wasn't interesting enough to get people to watch.
Can we go back to what you said? You're dating somebody? Do people know this?
Well, I wouldn't say dating just yet.
Huh? 29.4?
Like
A
my
forever
thing,
thing?
you know. Yeah, I don't.
Huh?
Well,
Wait, huh? Did she make her voice higher? I guess she's trying to act cute, mate.
I wouldn't say dating just yet.
Is this Pookie?
It's Pookie.
Shut the heck up.
That's my man.
No, it is.
That is my man.
Officially. What if Matt Rife came in and asked you to date him? Would he be your ex-man?
Oh, shit. You're putting me on the spot here.
I'm sorry.
I love you, Matt, but I'm going to kick your ass to the curb.
Her comment section was flooded with people sarcastically saying that the podcast was groundbreaking and changed their life. I'm convinced that the only reason why this podcast had decent viewership is because of the massive amount of jokes dedicated to making fun of watching the Talk to a podcast. But perhaps people were being a bit harsh on Haley. Sure, she may have been milking her 15 minutes of fame, but can you blame her? If people wanted to watch hours of her podcast and get to know her, then
why were you blaming her? She's doing the smartest thing, milking the fame. Yeah. Realistically, she's probably made enough to buy a house or something like that, right? Because she's been in a lot of shows and a lot of... Actually, probably a house, a car, and a property.
And so be it. It's not like she was harming anyone, right? Wrong, because Haley would make a decision that would officially destroy her career. On December 4th, 2024, in collaboration with the Web3 platform.
By the way, Web3 and Web2, I'm pretty sure that's like a Bitcoin, something to do with Bitcoin. But like another like internet that's just like a... That's all about like... I don't know. I can't explain it. Let's see if Google has a better explanation. Web 2. Yeah, the second stage of the internet. No, it's not this. It's Web 3. Yeah, blockchain technology, yeah. So it's basically the internet 3.
Over here Limited, Haley...
It's retarded.
He launched her own meme coin called Hawk. The coin was marketed as a revolutionary cryptocurrency project. Within 15 minutes of its launch, it hit a $490 million market cap, but then it crashed. It was revealed that 97% of the total supply was initially controlled by just 10 people, leaving only 3% for public buyers. A total of 285 investors took part in the pre-sale, but once trading opened, 30% of them immediately dumped their entire holdings, while another 23% offloaded a portion. This sell-off tanked the token's value by over 90%, while the sellers walked away with an estimated $3 million. After this, Haley posted a statement on Twitter insisting that the team never sold the tokens. Many accused her of rug pulling, which is basically a coordinated sell-off from a small group of investors to make profits while the public loses their entire investment. In short, this was not a revolutionary cryptocurrency project. This was a way to make a quick buck off off of her uneducated fans. YouTuber CoffeeZilla investigated and exposed the coin as a scam.
Who makes the money on the fees? Someone just
Dude,
made over $1 million.
I love CoffeeZilla, but to a certain extent, it's like it doesn't matter. Like, look at Logan Paul or Jake Paul, whichever of them did it, had the crypto scam with the like Zootopia or whatever. You make 50 videos, you show proof, evidence, doesn't matter. Because the people in office are fucking 70-year-olds, and the ones that aren't 70 are also scamming others with insider information. So they aren't gonna get the police to put you in jail for this. It's like, you can scam all you want, it doesn't matter.
$1 on fees. Who made it?
First of all, the fees were
Actually,
there.
no, it does matter. Because you are showing people who didn't know that they are this kind of person. Yeah, I guess even there's no like legal problems, the overall it's net positive.
With
Yeah,
meteor
never mind.
pools, and that goes to, yes, the creator, right?
Which is who? Who is the project?
Well, the project is over here, Haley Welch, right? And
How much does Haley Welch own?
This is Haley Welch's project.
So she owns all of it.
CoffeeZilla.
Did she just make $1 million on fees on a rug? Who made the money? How much did Haley Welch make of that million, 1.8 million?
Let's be honest. They were talking about Web 2, Web 3. This girl probably doesn't have any idea what that is. Like, she got popular by saying Hawk Tuah. She probably knows a bit about Bitcoin and all that, but she really doesn't know enough. They probably just said, oh yeah, you can make a lot of money with this. She accepted. They took like 70%, give her 30. 30 is a lot of money. It's probably like 100K or so. She agreed because of that.
It's a foundation.
And they won.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Multiple lawsuits were filed against the entities behind Hawk, including Over Here Limited and the To the Moon Foundation. These lawsuits alleged unlawful promotion and sale of unregistered securities. Welch received an upfront payment of $125,000 to promote the coin to her community, along with 50% of the net trading proceeds after the operating costs paid to the third parties. And she owned 10% of the entire Hawk supply, although
so it's 50% after the cost is paid to third parties. What did the third parties do? Who are the third parties? Is it the people who gave her the idea of doing this? He's like, oh yeah, 50% is a lot. But out of what? The leftovers?
she could not sell them for a year. Now, it is possible that
By the way, I'm not protecting her. She should be in jail. It doesn't matter if she was taken advantage of. She still promoted it.
Haley did not know what she was getting into, but ignorance is no excuse for breaking the law. Her 15 minutes of fame are most definitely over, but since her meme coin...
To be fair, intent does play a lot when it comes to the law, but it doesn't matter.
She has disappeared from social media, so we'll have to see what she does next.
Innocent.
In a world filled with amazing talent, interesting and intelligent people who work hard for the attention of those that can make their dreams a reality, it seems like the wrong people are constantly achieving overnight success.
Good job, Patrick CZ. I do gotta say, should the yodeling kid even be here? Let's be honest. Let's see. Like, his life wasn't dark. He succeeded. He did the right things. He focused on his goal. He wanted to be into country music. He did it. The other guys just said, "Give me the money. I don't care." And it was, hope you liked the reaction. This one's a bit long. I had a lot to say for some reason, even though I barely know even any of these guys, right? And it's thanks for watching. I'm streaming on Twitch, same name, PenteDente. Like, subscribe, do all that. Peace.